Hello students. So today we are going to start the new chapter of science. So this chapter name is structure of matter. So in this particular chapter we are going to discuss about the type of matters which are available in our surrounding, their chemical composition, and what are the symbols which is being used to represent these materials, and yes, what are the formula and how we are going to write the formula. So everything will be covered in 3 videos. So this is the first video in which we are going to understand the physical properties related with the matter. Starting with the matter, so a question will arise. Obviously I'm going to ask this question from you, that what do you understand by this word matter? So what do you mean by matter? So the answer is, matter is basically a material. These are the things which are present in our surroundings. So as per their definition, all the things present in our surrounding which possess mass and space is called matter. So matter is something which is having mass, or it is having, it is going to occupy some space. So that is basically known as matter. So if you are going to consider some example in our surrounding, so you can see this is the picture of chair. So this is wooden chair. So wooden chair is having some mass, and yes, it is occupying some space in your room, so that is why it is matter. Similarly, if you can see this picture, this is the picture of fan. So it is going to be, fan is also having some mass, it is going to occupy some space in your room, so obviously it is matter. Same time, if you can see, this is the big car which is again occupying space and it is having mass, so it is again a matter. Similarly, there are some things which we can eat, like these are the vegetable fruits. So fruits, again, these are having some kind of mass, they are having some weight, and yes, they are possessing some, they are occupying some space also, so that is why they are called as matter. Now the thing is, there is a matter in our surrounding which is basically invisible to us, but yes, it occupies space. So yes, that is why obviously it is invisible, and this is known as air. So air in surrounding is also known as matter. So you can see these are the various form of matter which is available around us. And yes, there are few type of matter which is normally invisible to us, but yes, it is considered as matter. So remember, every material, everything which is present, even these are the living thing also which are present in our surrounding, so these are again coming under the category of matter. Now let us understand what is there inside the matter. Remember, there are something inside the matter. So there were a philosopher, there were a scientist who were engaged in the search of what is exactly inside this matter. So they want to know what is exactly inside this matter. So ultimately, the first concept, the first theory was given by our Indian philosopher. He was the great saying. His name was Maharishi Kannad. So he has given this suggestion that every material which is in our surrounding is having this small particle, and he has named these small particle as Parmano. So he was the first person who has used this word Parmano in his philosophy, and yes, he's suggested that yes, every material is having these small tiny particle which is named as Parmano. Later on, his theory was used by the Western philosophers also, and they have also considered that yes, every material is having small tiny particle, and they have coined this small particle as atom. So the name of atom first was given by these Western philosophers, and the name of that scientist or philosopher was Democritus. So he was the person who has given this word atom in the year 500 BC, and later on this atom word was used by the scientist John Dalton in the 19th century. Again, this atom word was used. So according to them, atom is, in Greek, it is indivisible. The meaning of atom is indivisible, that cannot be divided basically. So this theory was basically used. Okay, now so we have come to this point that every material is having a small particle, and this small particle is called as atom. Now let us do one experiment, small activity. Although we cannot perform it, but yes, we can, uh, at least we can see this. Yes, so here right now, if you are going to take a long sheet of copper, so this is the long sheet of copper. As you can see, this is the roll of copper. So copper is a metal, no doubt it is very commonly used in our utensil purpose. And yes, there are many other, uses of this material. Now if you are going to divide this long sheet, so what you can have, you can have this small sheet. Again, if you are going to divide this small sheet, yes, you can have this granules like structure. And yes, if you are going to again divide this granule like structure, so ultimately what we can have, so we can have a small tiny particle that is known as atom. So ultimately what we will have in our hand, although it is not possible, but yes, we will reach to the smallest end, and that is the copper atom. So ultimately we will get copper atom in the last. And remember, what is the size of copper atom? Just for your curiosity, let me tell you, it is 140 picometer. So what is picometer? It is 140 into 10 to the power minus 12 meters. So much small size it is. If you are going to write in this number, so it will be like decimal after decimal, how many digits you have to place, you can see 12 digits will come. So this much is the size of small tiny copper atom. No doubt there are some other material, other elements are also there. So the size of these, the atom of these metals or material is very very small. Okay, so ultimately what we can conclude is the smallest particles of the materials are called as atom. And yes, remember one interesting fact, that materials which is made up of same type of atom is called element. Now this element word is basically not new to you, but yes, what is element? So it is, element is a type of material, no doubt it is a type of material, and it is available in our surrounding in many forms. And what is element? So it is a material which is made up of same type of atom, single type of atom will be there. Like in the case of copper, so copper is the element which is made up of atom of copper only, nothing else. So copper atom will combine together to form this element of copper. Similarly, if you see gold, if you see iron, silver, aluminum, all these are element, and these are made up of small atom of their respective element. Like gold is made up of gold atom, iron is made up of iron atom. So as you can see, gold foil is made up of gold atom, silver is made up of silver atom, iron is made up of iron atom. So like this. Now as you can see, I have used these some letters AU, AG, FE. What is these letters? I am going to tell you in the second video. But this is to represent gold, this is to represent silver, and this is to represent the iron atom. So ultimately what we can conclude is the elements are made up of atoms, same type of atoms. Okay, now moving ahead with the new concept. Now there is a word written in this video, this particular slide is molecule. So what are these molecules? So remember, atoms, if these atoms are combining together, like atom of different type of element, I would say. So atom of different type of element, if they are combining together, remember combining together means chemically they are combining together. So when these atom of different type are combining together, so they are forming a new type of substance that is known as molecule. Remember, atoms of different type of elements are going to combine together to form molecules. So this word is molecule. So atom combining together to form molecule. Now if you can see this particular formula or structure, so here I have written H2O. So this is the formula for water. So you know very well what is the formula of water. It is H2O. Normally it is being used in regular words. These are very common now. So H2O is the formula. Now what is this formula? So remember, this H2O represent the molecule. Molecule of what? Molecule of water. So let us see, let us just clarify. So H2O, as you can see, it is having H, which is representing hydrogen atom, and it is having O, which is representing oxygen atom. So what we can say, in water molecule, there is hydrogen, there is oxygen. So atom of hydrogen and oxygen is present. They are combined together to form a molecule of this water, that is H2O. Now one more thing you can see, H and 2. So that means 2H, that is hydrogen atom, is present, and nothing is written near the O. So it is 1. We are going to consider it as 1. So what we can say, in water molecule, 2 hydrogen atom and 1 oxygen atom is present, which is combined to form a one single molecule of water. So this is basically the structure of water. Here hydrogen, 2 hydrogen atom is present, which is combining to form with the oxygen to form one molecule of water, that is H2O. So this is basically molecule. Now one more thing, you have heard about the element which is made up of same type of atom. So now there is a new word, that is compound. So what is compound? Compound is a, yes, it is a substance which is made up of molecules. Now here molecules word is there. So molecules of same type combined together to form compound, and earlier it was atom of same type combined together to form element. So element and compound, these are the two type of substance which is available in our surrounding. Element is made up of atom and compound is made up of molecule, and molecules are further made up of different type of atoms. Okay, now so this is the compound. So let us say material which is made up of same type of molecule is called compound. So let us see again an example of water. So water molecule we have seen, that is H2O. Now these molecules, lots of H2O, if they are combining together, so they are going to form compound. So this compound is a substance which is physically we can see. Element we can physically, it is visible to us. Compound again, it is visible to us. But yes, remember, atom we cannot see, molecules we cannot see, because they are very very small in size. So the molecules of water combining together to form compound, that is water compound. So in water basically lots of H2O molecules are present. You can see H2O, lots of H2O molecules are present in this water compound. So remember, in every compound there are molecules which are present in large number. Similarly, if you are going to observe the sugar, so sugar is also a kind of compound which is made up of large number of sugar molecule. So this is the concept of element, and this is the concept about the compounds. And no doubt we have studied the atom, we have studied the molecules also. So four things we have covered: atoms, molecules, element, and compound. Now moving on to the uh, test kind of thing. So these are the what we can say substances. So you have to identify whether these are element or compound. So here you can see aluminium. So what is aluminium? It is element or it is compound? So remember, aluminium is made up of same type of atom, that is of aluminium. So because atom word is used same type, so it is a element. Remember, aluminium is element. Similarly, if we consider aluminium oxide, so aluminium oxide is basically aluminium and oxide. Oxide means oxygen. So aluminium and oxygen, two atoms are present. One is of aluminium and second is of oxygen. So two atom of different type means it is molecule, and lots of molecule combining together to form compound. So aluminium oxide, although it is a molecule, but large number of molecules of aluminium oxides are present, then it will be compound. So what we can say, aluminium oxide, if it is available, normally it is available in the solid form, so it is basically a compound. Similarly, sodium, it is a kind of metal. You have already heard this word sodium. So it is again made up of sodium atoms. So again atom, lots of atoms are there, so it is element. Similarly, sodium chloride, which is a common salt, white color salt, which is available in our kitchen also, so it is a compound. Why? Because it is made up of two type of atom. One is sodium and second is chlorine. So it is a molecule, sodium chloride, and molecules combined together to form compound. So this is about the element and compound. Now we are moving ahead with this new topic, that where these elements. So we have discussed about the element. So remember, these are elements which are available in our surrounding. So where these elements are going to occur? Remember, there are 118 elements. Remember, 118 elements are present in our earth, and these elements are either present in free state and either they are present in the combined state. Remember, free state means to say only single type of atom will be present in the element. So gold, silver, these are the kind of elements which are available in free state. Whereas combined state means to say these are elements are present in form of compound like aluminum oxide, iron oxide. So these oxides are also attached with. So these are basically the combined state of these elements. So these are the availability where these are going to occur in the earth crust. So normally these elements, maximum elements are present in our earth crust. This is the topmost layer of our earth lithosphere. And yes, some of these elements are present in the gaseous state also in the atmosphere. Okay, if we can see this picture. So you can see here oxygen, which is the most available element, and the total concentration, the 46% is it is present in our surrounding. So oxygen is present in large amount. Then the second number is of silicon, then the aluminium, then iron, then calcium, then magnesium, then rest is the other. So this is the total composition of the element present in our earth. So maximum part goes to oxygen. Okay, now moving ahead, let us discuss about this thing about the compound. So we are going to discuss the compound in little bit detail in this particular video. So what is this compound basically? So yes, compounds, I have already told you, compound is a chemical combination of molecules. So large number of molecules are going to combine together to form compound. So remember, if we are going to combine, this is the first property, let us discuss. A compound can be broken down into constituent element by chemical method. So remember, if we are having some kind of compound like water, so water will be split into the molecule. So ultimately, we will get single molecule of water, that is H2O. Now, H2O can be split into the hydrogen and oxygen by passing electricity. So what is the first property of compound? That compound can be broken down into their constituent elements. Remember, so whatever is the composition of elements, we will get that composition if you are going to break this compound. Similarly, there is a second property that the compound always contain the same element combined together chemically in fixed ratio. What is the meaning of this? Like water we have seen. So I have told you water is having two part of hydrogen and one part of oxygen. So it is a compound of hydrogen and oxygen. So both these elements, hydrogen and oxygen, so are present in this ratio. Two part is of hydrogen and one part is of oxygen. That is the ratio of 2:1. So now if we see water, wherever it is available in the earth, whether it is tap water, whether it is pond water, whether it is lake water, whether it is river water, so everywhere water will be having same composition. That means two part is of hydrogen and one part is of oxygen. So that is what is the property of compound. So compound will always contain same element combined together in chemically fixed ratio. That is, like in the case of water, it is 2:1. Okay, one more property about the compound is that the property of compound is different from those of its constituents. So if we say water, so water is having H2O, that means hydrogen and oxygen. So if we consider the property of water, which is liquid instead, so the property is different. Whereas hydrogen and gas, hydrogen is a gas and oxygen is also a gas. So what we can say, the property of the compound, that is water, is different from the property of its constituent. So if we can see, hydrogen and oxygen is having different property, and water, when these hydrogen and oxygen combine together to form water, so water is having different properties. So this is the properties of compound. As we have seen that this can be broken into the constituents one, and this concentration, this combination will always remain in fixed ratio. And yes, this is the third one, that if you are going to see the property of compound, which is made up of various constituents, so both will be different. So this is the properties of compound. Now in this particular topic, so this is about the mixture. So what is mixture basically? So remember, there is a difference between mixture and compound. So what is this mixture? So when two or more elements or compound are mixed together physically, means there is no chemical change between them, so it is called mixture. So mixture is quite different from the compound. Although the the composition may be same, but yes, one basic difference between the mixture and compound is Mixture can be formed by the physical mixing only. There is no chemical combination, there is no chemical bonding. But yes, compound is going to form when there is a chemical bonding or chemical changes between the element. So mixture is simple physical property, physical process, which is quite different from the compound. Okay, now we are having some examples of the mixture. So if we can take two type of compound, let's suppose one is water and second is sugar. Both are compound. So if we are going to mix it, so we are going to dissolve it, sugar in water. So ultimately it will dissolve in completely dissolved, and we will find a solution of sugar. So this sugar solution is basically mixture, because in this water and sugar both are physically they are mixing, but chemically there is no reaction between them. So this is basically a type of mixture. Similarly, we can mix iron fillings. So we can have iron filling, maybe in lower classes in the 6th standard you have seen this iron filling with sulfur powder. So sulfur is yellow color powder. If you are going to mix it together, so it is going to form a mixture. Remember, there is no chemical reaction which has taken place in these two examples. So this is a kind of mixture. Now, what is the difference between compound and mixture? Let us say. So compound is, again, it is a chemical combination of element. Chemical reaction take place. But in mixture, it is physical combination. No reaction is going to take place. Second thing is, compound can be separated by chemical method. So only chemical methods are there which is going to be separate them out. But in the case of mixture, it cannot be separated, but yes, it can be separated by physical method, like simple screening or filtration method, it can be separate out. Okay, now the thing is, compounds have different property than their constituents, but in the case of mixture, the properties will remain same. Okay, so this part we have discussed in the previous slides also. So compound have different properties than their constituents, but properties of mixtures are same as of their constituents. So these are some difference between mixture and compound. One more difference is there when there is a formation of compound. When compound is going to form, so there will be a change in energy. So either this energy, which is in the form of heat, either it is going to absorb or it is going to release. So this change will happen in the formation of compound, whereas in the formation of mixture, there is no change in energy. So that can be done. So I have given you an example of mixture, that is adding of sugar into the water. So let us discuss this particular point once again. Mixture can be separated out by physical method. So if we are going to dissolve the sugar in the water, so a solution of sugar will be prepared. Now let us say if you want to separate the sugar again from the water, so what process you are going to use? Yes, the process will be heating up of the sugar solution. So after some time, what you will get, the sugar crystal, after heating the water, so water will evaporate and the sugar crystal will come as it is. So that is how we are going to separate it. So mixtures can be separated very easily by physical method, but compounds cannot be done like this. So compounds cannot be separated by simple method, but for that we have to use some chemical, some specialized method, and it is very time taking and very expensive also, remember. Okay, now this is the structure, diagram in which how mixtures can be formed. So this is the first slide. So this is the picture in which iron fillings and sulfur are being used. So both are mixing together. So this is the mixture. So ultimately you can find in this mixture yellow color sulfur is present and black color iron fillings are present. Now by the help of magnet, you can separate out the iron. So this is magnetic separation. This experiment maybe you have seen in the 6th class also. So by using magnet we can separate out the iron. So this is simple method, physical method to separate out the mixture. Whereas in this particular picture here, iron and sulfur, both the same constituents, are heated onto the burner. So when we are applying heat, so what we will get, the black color residue of iron sulfide. Now after providing heating, this is becoming the compound. Now this is the compound, which is iron sulfide, and this was the mixture. Now if you are going to put magnet into it, what you will see, nothing is going to attach with this magnet, because iron is no more iron, it has become iron sulfide, and the property of iron sulfide is totally changed. as we have discussed in the differences. So it is totally changed by applying heat. So we are applying heat. So everything, every point which we have discussed in the previous slide is covered in this basically. Now we can see the structure in the molecular form. So earlier, if you see the mixture of iron and sulfur, so it will look like this: sulfur, which is yellow color, iron, which is black color. So it is separated out like this. But when we form a compound, so you can see this black color circle is attached with the yellow color circle. Every circles are attached, black and yellow. So this means iron and sulfur both are combined together chemically. So they have created a kind of bond between their molecules like this. So this is how compounds are going to form by applying heat. So this is the structure. Now this is the clear-cut picture of the sulfur. So here it is. I mean, how this sulfur is going to be seen by you. This is yellow color powder, and yes, this black filling is the iron filling. So if you are going to mix it, it will look like this. So this is a mixture. So you can find iron fillings inside the yellow. Both are visible. So nothing chemically combination is there. Only physical combination is there. So this is a mixture. Now in this particular slide, you can see this is iron filling and this is sulfur. If you are going to heat them together, so it will appear as this black color structure. So this black color compound is basically a compound which is known as iron sulfide. So we have provided heat into it. So this compound is going to form. Otherwise, simply by mixing it, it will be mixture. So this is the difference, practical difference between mixture and compound. So this is all about, so we have covered the half of the chapter in this particular video. So rest of the part we will cover in the video 2 and video 3.